to Fandom Fitness Friday. I'm PJ with ZooFit, and today we have a great Fandom Fitness recipe that's going to honor manga, video games, and anime, all under the umbrella genre. That would be Dragon Ball Z. So we're going to be making Dragon Ball Z's. This is an older recipe that I've changed up quite a few times. I used to call them energy balls, and then I started spicing things up, and now they're called Dragon Ball Z's. I've now created a great way to honor manga, anime, and video games, and honor Dragon Ball Z with a huge fandom all over the world. So let's go ahead and get started with this delicious and nutritious treat. Alright, so we just have 6 simple ingredients to make Dragon Ball Z's. We're going to be making 12 golf ball size snacks. So what we're going to need first and foremost is we're going to need about 1.5 cups of dates. Now these are medjool dates, so we do need to pit them. You can use the Nor Deglet dates. They're a little bit smaller, sometimes a little bit harder, but we will be soaking them to soften them up a little bit. So again, 1.5 cups of the dates. We're going to need 1/2 cup of the almond butter, or any nut butter for that matter. You can use peanut butter, you can use cashew, whatever your preference, but 1/2 cup of nut butter. And we're going to need 2 cups of old-fashioned or rolled oats. Now, you can use gluten-free if you need to. It works fine, but do make sure that they're rolled oats or the old-fashioned oats, not the quick oats. That's very important. So for our Dragon Ball Z's, we want the old-fashioned or the rolled oats. We're also going to need 3 tablespoons of chia seeds. Again, gives you a little extra. Chia seeds are great for energy, so again, gives you a little extra boost. And then we get to our spices. We're going to use 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Now, if you want it to be extra spicy, want these extra heat to there is a type of cinnamon called Saigon or Vietnamese cinnamon, which gives you a little bit extra kick. But what's really going to make these energy balls, these Dragon Ball Z's, kick with the heat is the cayenne red pepper. We're going to need 1/2 teaspoon. And you can use more or less. You can even omit the red pepper if you don't like a lot of spice. But if you like a little bit of extra heat, you may want a little bit more. But we're going to try it with 1/2 teaspoon for today's recipe, 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne red pepper. So again, 6 ingredients. Very simple, makes a powerful punch for our workout, or whether we're trying to be the best version of ourselves, for our community, for our family, or whether we're trying to save the world. These are for... Alright guys, so our first order of business is to get the dates kind of prepped. If you're using, especially if you're using those Deglet dates, they tend to be a bit on the harder side, so you definitely want to soak them in some hot water. Even with the medjool dates, it helps soften them just a little bit when they go into the blender. So the 2 cups of my dates, pitted dates, are going into a larger bowl. I'm not going to be covering them with water, just giving them enough hot water to just kind of let them sit in here. And then I'm going to let them sit into the bowl with that hot water for just about 5 minutes. Alright, so while the dates are soaking or just kind of sitting in that water, softening up a little bit, let's go ahead and put the rest of the ingredients into our blender. Now, you don't need a super powered blender for this. Your regular blender will work just fine, especially if you soften the dates beforehand. But we're going to add, into a food processor or a blender, your 2 cups of oats, your 1/2 cup of nut butter, your 1 teaspoon of the cinnamon, your 1/2 teaspoon of the cayenne red pepper. Again, if you'd like a little bit more, by all means, it'll add a nice, great spice to it. Heat it up a little bit, make them more Dragon Ball Z. And then 3 tablespoons of chia seeds. And once your dates have soaked a little bit, we're going to drain them into the sink. So again, just using your hand, you can just drain the excess water out of the dates. and then add them to your blender as well. Alright, once we have all the ingredients into the blender, we're going to put it on puree or on high for about 45 seconds to a minute. Now you may want to have a spatula on hand and also some extra hot water to help soften it just a little bit more, and to also, if you need to, scrape the sides of the blender as you're blending. So, but again, about 45 seconds to a minute, either in your food processor, or just your regular blender. So it's been about 15 seconds, and I'm taking it off. I'm going to scrape the sides. It's not quite the pasty feeling I'm looking for either, so I'm going to grab just a little bit more hot water. I'm not going to pour a whole lot, just maybe about a tablespoon at a time, keeping it on hand until it gets that nice pasty consistency to help make our Dragon Ball Z's. Alright, it's been about 45 seconds, and my mixture is now quite doughy and kind of pasty, and now we're ready to turn them into Dragon Ball Z's. I have a nice doughy, pasty mixture of dates, oats, peanut butter or almond butter, and my spices. And now I'm going to just create them and put them into some kind of container, roll them into their balls, and put them in a container and refrigerate until I'm ready to eat. So it's up to you. Again, I originally said about golf size, so again, it's up to you, but again, just rolling them into nice orbs, nice round balls. Again, just about golf ball size. And do that with the rest of the dough. Now I'm using a deviled eggs container holder to put my snacks. I've done this before with our protein balls. So again, it's a great versatile container, so you don't have to use just for deviled eggs. Now I did take a taste from the spatula after I scraped the sides, and this is, it has a nice kick to it. Again, a great addition for calling them Dragon Ball Z's. That nice cayenne red pepper. But if again, spice is not your forte, if you want to make these just regular, you don't have to add the red pepper at all. Or if you like a lot of spice, you can add a little bit extra red pepper. It's totally up to you. These are your snacks that you're going to be eating. So again, you want to make them as delicious as you can make them. Again, just a fun way to get some energy. Again, I used to call these energy balls. Great way to get some energy. Great pre-workout snack. Even great for after workout. I'm big on swimming. Not so much dragon there, but big on swimming, and this used to be one of my favorite treats to have right before a swim. Not right before. Before a swim. 30 minutes before a swim. And then I have this last bit here. And there you have them. Again, refrigerate them for just a couple hours or just until they're a little bit firmer. Keep them covered. Again, this is each serving is 3 Dragon Ball Z's, so you have 4 servings. Great for before workout. Great for, again, helping you kick butt, whether you're fighting for our planet, or fighting to just be the best version of ourselves as possible. Unleash our inner superheroes with our Dragon Ball Z's. You don't have to enjoy manga, video games, or anime to really enjoy these treats. But again, if you're a fan of this genre, again, a great way to have a healthy snack and enjoy your favorite fandom with Fandom Fitness Friday. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you again next week.